just hope I sent Lisa the right thing. That's primarily what I'm hoping. Yeah, there are people here. They're Patreon people, but there are people here. So apparently I sent the right thing. Now if I can just get my panelist here. Let me see if I hope we're in the right Zoom room. Hi, peoples. Love you. Okay, texting Elisa because there is no panelist here. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Brian. Clicked on the link and it says ID has expired. Okay, I'm gonna resend Elisa the link real quick because obviously I did not do something right. Oh, edit this webinar. No, it's not expired. Okay, let's see. Panelist. Resend. Okay, I just resent the link. It doesn't say it's expired. I wonder if we're just in the wrong rooms. I don't know. Email. It feels like we're in two different Zoom dimensions is what is going on. I'm serious, it happens.
It's multi-dimensional Zoom.
Multi-dimensional Zoom. Different density Zoom. Still keeping up with Elisa via text here. Give me a second. We're working on it, guys. Not yet. Really? Okay. It says it hasn't sent it. Clicking again.
Oh, barely by the skin of my teeth. So we're going to have the same. I clicked on a big thing last panelist link and long URL, but it said the meeting ID has expired or something.
Oh no, I think it's because we keep using the same one. We're still on our technical prowess, both of us.
Oh, I see.
I
will pretend like, all right, invite, record. Oh wait, close. Okay, more. Goody goody. Here we go. Come on, more. There we go. Live on YouTube. Got my Q&A. Okay.
You look so good this morning.
Thank you. You do too. You always look good.
You just woke up with tons of sleep. Is it true?
Never. Oh, wait. Hang on. Oh, there we go.
Eric's like, hi, Mom.
Hi, baby. Okay, go live. There we go. It's cool. Very cool. I got too many tabs open. All right. Are we recording? Yeah, we probably are, right? Yeah, we are. Okay, I can always cut the little, hems and haws and extra stuff at the beginning when I get the recording, but I want to say hello and happy Monday. See, Mondays are usually kind of a drag, right? But not anymore. No way, because now we have Erik and Pamela ready to open up our week into good things to come, right?
Right.
Right. Okay, everybody, don't go in the chat room on Zoom. Just go on the Q&A, okay? If y'all see that. Hopefully you do. And people on, okay, and all you guys who want to go, oh my God, I'm on the wrong, what? Hang on. All right, go ahead and why am I on 2.5 Dogs, my other channel?
You can sign out of it and do it again.
I know, I clicked. Oh, no, that's wrong. That's the right one. No. All right, Eric, you begin. Talk while I make a fool of myself, please.
You know, my friend Stephanie and I were in the car. We were dropping off my kids to school, and we were riding back. She's visiting me this weekend, and we were discussing this like really interesting topic about kind of the internet. And I was like concerned about like COPA laws on YouTube and stuff. And Eric's like, "Oh man, what are you gonna decide to believe about that?" you know.
What? Oh, I
I
was half paying
know.
attention, but half not. Sorry.
Yeah, something about on YouTube making you choose whether or not your videos are child friendly or not. Have you heard about that?
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, I had never heard of it either, but then my research assistant was like, I'm clicking all of your videos not child friendly because you drop cuss word every now and then and talk about all types of non-child friendly stuff. And I'm like, sure, why is it going to affect us? And then I listened to someone's video, and she's like a very popular mom blogger, and
Oh, yeah?
yeah, and she was like, we're gonna make all of our videos child friendly, which means if we have to click it because the FTC this, and they're gonna fine us $4,200 if we
Oh,
don't. And they're gonna find you $4,200 too if you don't click. And I'm like, I'm not subscribing to this fear crap.
no,
And
no.
like, absolutely not. Do not listen to that. That is not a part of your world. Do not. You tell everybody on YouTube to stop being afraid of crap.
There we go. Good. I know with YouTube, you have to, is it made strictly for kids? Mine are not, but almost all of them are kid friendly.
But not.
So,
How big of a deal can that be, right?
I know, seriously. Okay, you ready for questions, Eric and Pamela?
We both are.
Perica. I have to create a joint name for y'all. Pemeleric.
Pelican, like a pelican.
Pemerick. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's start with the Q&A. Again, don't go on the chat room, guys, for Zoom. Do not, because I can't juggle that many things. It's only the Q&A and also YouTube Live, which is, God, it's going crazy. All right, Fabiana, she's one of our regulars. Hello, Eric and Pam and Lisa. My friend Cynthia, Cinzia, interesting way to spell that, passed away 3 weeks ago. How is she doing? Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, not for her. She's happy, I'm sure.
She said, I can dance. I really like dancing, is what she said. Eric stood out of the way, and she just kind of slid in with a dance. She just finally went, whoo, look at my body.
Oh.
She was having some issues, and she said, look, my body moves. And she started just dancing around.
Oh, that's wonderful. I wish I could. I'd break a hip. Right. Okay. Let's take another one. Frederick Olgyard Osawa. Wow, where are you from? That's a cool name. Hello, beautiful beings. I love my husband, but I feel lonely, and sometimes more and more, actually. I surprise myself dreaming of having another relationship. Could you please tell me the spiritual purpose of this relationship? I don't know if you're talking about the one you want or the one you have, and give me the advice on how to be happier and feel fulfilled. Many thanks to you all.
What is that person's name, please?
Frederick, and then, well, the last name is Osawa, Osawa.
Oh, yeah, I know her, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, buddy. He said, sometimes when we do that in otherwise fulfilling relationships, it's just a call for more love to ourselves. So how can we extend it in our current relationship if we're not? So take that type of dream and start treating yourself the way that your daydream man is treating you, and then your relationship will get better. So cheating and all the things, he said, not that that's going to happen. This one, she's not going to do that. But if you do it, it's a call for more love to yourself. That the reason why people cheat is because they're not, they just don't go to themselves. It's not just about going to your partner and saying, I'm unfulfilled. It's about going to yourself and saying, I'm unfulfilled. And then treating yourself that way. He said, what if you took all of that energy that you're having in your sexy little daydreams and put them toward yourself, date yourself, love yourself, treat yourself that way? What if everyone you saw was that sexy person that you're dreaming about, and you find that love in your husband too? He becomes that person too. And you become that person for yourself, and then he becomes that person for you again, and it just goes in cycles.
That's cool. I mean, the first thing that came to me was that relationship you're looking for is a relationship with yourself, a happier one. All right, great. All right, let's take one more, then we'll go to the YouTube live, which is going crazy. Brum, brum. It's the same thing that happens when now I had to put my date in, you know, the year, you get to the year and you, brum, 1955, where are you? Brum, brum. So it's going that fast. Tiffany, I would love to know if my Aunt Nita has a message for me.
Okay, something about John or Johnny. Don't think that that person is going to just understand who you are, what you're about. You're different. Your family's the same. And you know how they are. I know who they are. And this is why I love you, because we know this. I mean, I love you, but you just get me. We know this. We know who we are. So we always knew that when I was here, and I know it now. So please don't act like it's different now that they're going to listen to me now, that they're going to listen to you now because of anything. You're different. They're the same. Let yourself be different.
I like that. All right, we're going to go to the YouTube side of things. Oh my goodness. All right, so a lot of hellos. Good morning. Well, hello everybody. Me myself says, hello Mama Methus. Can Eric bring in my grandma Dorothy Baker? She died in 2005 in Alabama.
I smell bread. I smell biscuits.
Oh,
Like really good biscuits.
cool.
Now, I'm a Southern girl too, so when I smell biscuits, I'm like, I just can't channel anymore. I just like everything.
Cheese and chive biscuits. I love them.
Pen, because he knocked it out of my hand. He's like, stop trying to channel with a pen. Fine.
He's being difficult.
It's fine. If you don't want me to channel with a pen right now, he'll let me pick it right back up when I'm ready, but not now. So he said, I just want you to know she's here and she's cooking in her kitchen. Her hands, he's showing me her hands, and then she goes, look, my hands, they work. So I don't know what that means to you, but she just wanted you to know she's happy and she's baking things. And she said that there's someone around her, CC or C or something with that name. Then she's happy that person was there. That, you know how they have greeters. I call these spirit greeters, where she come in to kind of make people not be afraid of death. So that person was there and still is there.
Okay. Very cool. All right, now, sorry for
somebody said
like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am trying to juggle all this. Okay, here we go. This one person wants to know if she is a healer. Her name is Kari, Karri Birdsley.
Can I just write down her name? I won't channel it. I just want to write down her name. He's like, fine, get the pen. He literally tossed it on my hand on the floor. Oh my
God.
I know, he's so funny. So can I get her name again?
Carrie, Karri Birdsley, Birdsley.
Okay, thank you for that. He said, you know, everybody who thinks they're a healer, it's that you're about wholeness. So I want to redefine the word healing. It's about remembering that you're whole and being in that space energetically of how you're whole. So if your body is undeniably in this space where it's obviously not whole, what part of you is, and how can you extend that into the body? This will help you get rid of pain and suffering and all sorts of things. But if you think you're a healer, chances are you're on that path. So what if the things you think about this are true? Can you begin to operate in that system?
Excellent. Okay. All right, we'll go on to the next one. Liz Murphy, what does Eric want us to know most right now?
I want to talk about fulfillment, and I want to talk about the fact that you are already whole, and everyone's still looking for this fulfillment outside of themselves in purpose, in gifts, in awakening, in everything. But I feel like that's backwards. What if you just started in here? And even if I'm not telling you to fake it, but I am telling you to find something, anything that fulfills you in any capacity, and start there within yourself and start to extend that out here, because fulfillment doesn't happen in gaining love and reward from another, but in finding that in yourself in some small way that's real to you and extending that to everyone. So say you wanted to be fulfilled and you wanted to be a healer and that was your fulfillment, or so you thought anyway. So you go out into the world and you start extending that healing energy to others in any way you can. Just by a thought, a smile, a hug, a gentle word, any way you can that's real to you. So you've extended that reality of that love to another person, and then you are a healer in your way. And then that is fulfilling and that is rewarding. So that you build upon that. And it started out like this, but it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that small gift of a hug, or what you thought was a hug, could have saved someone's life that day. But also it could have given them a download of something that helped them awaken something within themselves. And then you feel that, and then that energy is exchanged. So that's my biggest message today, is build on what you already have that's true for you. Don't fake it till you make it. Just build on what's true for you, and then extend love to people, extend that to people, extend that to people, and your gifts are going to grow. Your purpose is going to grow. Your excitement is going to grow. Your fulfillment is going to expand.
That's awesome. What a great thought. All right, and philosophy. Okay, Catherine Allen on the Zoom Q&A. Can Erik give me any advice about my son, Nigel? Oh, that reminds me of the cartoon Nigel with Nigel Thornberry. I love that one. All right, go for it. What can she do about her son, Nigel?
What's her first name again?
Catherine with a K.
I was gonna write it down, and he knocked my thing over.
Oh, no.
Gosh. Okay. He said, you have the names. You don't need anything. What if you could just think with me for a moment, feel into this for me for a moment, daydream with me for a minute. Just look inside my head and visualize this. Things are perfect as they are. There's nothing for you to change about your child. The way that he operates is unusual, and it may seem like he's in his own bubble. It may seem like he's in his own capsule. He likes it because the way that the world wants to raise him is a bit insane. The way that the world wants to tell him how to be educated, how to be in a family system, hell, how to even be in his own clothes. He doesn't even like being in his own clothes. He wants to be naked, and guess what? We were born that way. So there are interesting things about him. He wants to eat what he wants to eat. He wants to sleep how he wants to sleep. He wants to not exactly be educated, hardly at all. He wants to find ways to function that you don't understand, because you're trying to make him function in ways that you understand. You get this, maybe his dad doesn't. So stop trying to make his dad get that. That's the second thing that I have to tell you, is that these family systems and the way that you're raising children that are a little different like this, I'm not going to call them Asperger's or autism. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to say they're a little different. That's all I'm going to say, is that they're here to teach you something that you don't understand yet. No, obviously you're here to keep them safe. That's your role. Food, safety, love. Food, safety, love. All these other systems around them are going to need to change. So this is for Nigel and everyone who is a little different like Nigel, Erik says. So moms and dads, please just keep them safe and keep them fed and keep them loved, and everything else will just fall into place naturally, as it does when you stop trying to change these very different children.
Yeah, they're on their own spiritual journey too. So they have their own spiritual contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it requires challenges.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one more on this side. Jam Craze 76. Erik, we love you. We love you too. My son Michael has been isolating himself a lot lately. When I talk to him, he just complains about whoever is around, but I feel there's a deeper issue than just irritation. What's the root of his behavior, and how can I best help him get to a happier place? That's a perfect segue.
Oh gosh, Erik, if you take my board away, I can't write down names. My memory's been so bad these days. What is the child's name?
Michael.
Michael, okay.
Well, at least you have, I bought a bunch of these different colors with little erasers on the end, and they were decapitated by Easton, my 3-year-old grandson.
My cat does that too.
Oh my God.
Bites everything. So Michael, He said this is along the same lines, but there is some depression going on, and just recognize the symptoms of it, because moms, depression doesn't come about in the ways that you think. It doesn't come about in standard ways all the time, because children don't recognize what it is. They just know they're uncomfortable. So they're going to blame external worlds, because guess what? That's what the world teaches them to do. So
Yeah.
if you recognize that your child is in a space of becoming depressed, you need to do something about it by basically, if he's shutting himself in, take away those.
No, no, no. We got a painter here. You want spanking? Yes, please. No.
So if
Okay.
basically your child is shutting himself in, Erik says, find what tools is he using to do the shut in, and take away the tool. That's it. That's all you can do. Redirect, positive redirection, and take away those tools. Moms, you can still do that. You can change router passwords. What are you talking about?
Well, does he need to go to a therapist or a doctor?
It's possible, but he said, aside from that, can you start at home by getting rid of the things that cause your children to shut themselves in? So the number one thing right now is internet and phones right now that is causing that.
Well, have you asked, how are you feeling? Or should she say, are you depressed?
Listen to her.
Okay. Well, of course, she's a mom. That's why.
Yeah, so they don't listen until you shut down the distraction. And then when the shutdown of the distraction is there enough, then they will start coming to mom and dad.
All right. That makes sense.
Unpeel that veil away from his brain and listen.
Okay. All right. Back to YouTube. Hi. All right. From 11733 MD, he or she asks, family has become distant. Is it me or them? Also, is my estranged husband Raymond a narcissist?
Okay, so the first thing, it's always you. They're a reflection of that, Erik said. It's always you. Yes, you're different. So how can you find love in the way that they are? If you're finding that they're different, are you judging that? Are you segregating yourself and pushing yourself away from them because of the differences? Are you being unloving by labeling them as being the ones that are different? And then,
because usually if it's several compared to one, it's probably not everybody is in the wrong, even though there is no wrong.
they're the same, Erik said. They're the same.
Yeah.
It's you who is shifting. So you need to shift by remaining in the love that you have for them. Find ways to love them. Find ways to connect to them. That's your responsibility, unless they're being abusive. And in that way, then of course you recognize all the ways that maybe they are that you didn't recognize before because you put up with it. There's that. That's a different level.
Oh, okay.
That's a different level that we can talk about. But essentially speaking, you can still call that out with love and understand that that's their judgment, that you don't have to take that, whatever they're saying. And then for the second thing, I really want you to drop these labels of these words for people.
For everybody should do that. Everybody.
So what if
stop labeling? I'm bad about it. So yeah.
So what if he is a part of his personality that he's learned as a means of getting love? Does that mean that you need to be connected to that and allow abuse? No, you know your boundaries. So why are you staying in an empath? This is an empath narcissist relationship. So
gosh, that's the worst.
The worst. So why are you staying in it when you know they're going to keep doing that because that's how they get love from you?
Well, he's estranged, but maybe there's something ongoing. Yeah.
Why they still have to talk.
Okay, so maybe this person is in the awakening process, is experiencing the shift, and is that why she perceives people differently? That seemed to be different before that?
Yeah, well, she's perceiving all the ways of crap that she used to put up with. Erik says that she no longer has to put up with because she loves herself, but she's also starting to kind of get a little frustrated with it as well, which is not anything about them. It's about honoring her own boundaries, he says.
Okay, so Stephanie Powell, can you ask Erik how to improve my abilities? It's a good one.
How can you start by improving a way to love yourself first? So abilities, what are they to you? How do they make you fulfilled? They actually don't. The love is the cake. The abilities are just the icing. They're just, you can sit there and lick all the icing off, and then what do you have? You still have a cake that you're avoiding. So I want you to understand that abilities come more naturally than people think. They're not just clairvoyance, clairaudience. You know, some people can touch things with their hands and get stories of the past, and it's beautiful.
Wow, that's
Some
so
people
cool.
smell spirits. Like there's so many different ways. What if your ability is the fact that you have deep, deep wisdom? What if your ability has to do with just a thought process that you know the truth of something? You know, that's the bullshit meter ability, I call that. Some people have that. Spiritually speaking, we call that discernment. It is an ability that people forget, and it's the most powerful ability to have, but people are so focused on other things like healing and clairvoyance and clairaudience because they think those are the common ones. Those aren't the common ones at
Yeah,
all. So can
that's
we talk
awesome.
about the natural ones being the more common ones, and what ability is natural to you? Focus on that, and then it will
Okay.
stand.
Okay, now let's see. Hi, Elisa. Hope you are well. Thank you. I am. We in SA. I wonder if that's San Antonio. How does 2020 look for us? So, I don't know what SA is.
I don't either. He says
Well,
it doesn't matter. Um, he said, when you do that, when you ask for predictions about the future, you can take away your power for now, because that's a general thing. If I go to Pamela and I say, hey, Pamela, where do I live? And she might say, this density, you know, currently operating between 5 and 7 at any point in time in a million different densities and a million different stories. Or she might just say, if I had a body right now, she might just say, you live in a house somewhere. So
yeah.
if you ask a question, it can be, generally speaking, so many things. So if you want to predict your future, you need to hone into your potential of your now. And
Yeah,
he,
and you know, but there's so free will changes so many things. I mean, we can know or predict based on this quantum probability that's happening right now, but that might feather away and then another one take over because free will, either individual or collective, has changed the path.
yeah, well, he says she probably does, you know, mean what you think, Elisa, but with that location, but it doesn't matter because that's still such a big collective that we'd be reading so many collective dreams at once right now.
All right, so basically 2020 looks okay for her?
For her specifically, yes, she's making some shifts in business right now, and she's
Okay.
not trusting, like she's excited, but she's still, there's a part of her that isn't trusting this move in a business way. And if
Okay.
she doesn't, then it's not going to be successful. So she needs to shift that and not worry about money in the process. And he said, oh my gosh, it's hard for everyone, right?
Oh gosh, yes. All right, on the Zoom side, Boomerang. All right, good morning, loves. Oh, that's so sweet. This is from Morgan. I was wondering if Eric could speak on how we can release doubt and come to accept and trust our own intuition and connection. That's a biggie. And she puts in parentheses, excuse me, I often receive messages but get fixated on not knowing who is coming through, even though I know in the end it's all me, LOL.
He said,
Love and gratitude.
you don't know. If you're still trying to separate it with a personality and a name, then you don't know. But what he says this person is really trying to do is she's trying to get an essence. So that's not a personality. A personality, a name, a personality structure is different than an essence. So what you can do is ask to merge with that being's essence. If you know it's all you, what are you afraid of anyway?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
ask to join with that being's essence, ask to become them, ask to think as them, feel as them, basically act as them, speak as them. So there's a little thing that Erik loves that I do, that when I do it, he just watches and observes it. So I have these little I am invocations where I will say to a spirit that I'm trying to connect to, I am you, you are me, we are one eternally. I open my eyes and as you I see, and then I feel my third eye activating and I get visions. I open my ears and as you I listen. I don't say hear because that's external. Listen. He loves that word a lot because
I see the difference.
yeah, so when he says merge with someone and listen as them and ask to listen as them, not to them, that's an external word. Listen as them, listen with them, become them, and open my heart and as you I feel. I open my mind, and as you, I know. He likes that word know, because then you trust, and there's no doubt. When you say the word no, it activates something in the brain, physiologically called the Higgs boson. And when you
Oh,
do that,
yeah. Yeah.
when you do that, like your brain begins to synapse in the way that you're naturally meant to before conditioning took over.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we also have Elmer next on the Zoom side. Hello, Elisa, Eric, and Pamela. I was dreaming Eric one time, I guess, about no words. So I asked him next day if what he wants to say, but on the third day I heard channel. I don't know if it's only me saying it. I want to ask Eric if I'm sensing him right. Just need validation from him. What do you say, Eric?
He said yes, and I say that often. I am a guide to many, many people who use that word. I'm not nuts about that word, but I will say that when you believe that things are separate, it's a word that will connect you to you when you don't know it's you. And that's what channeling is, connecting to you before you know it's you.
Oh.
So because you doubted, I had to use that word to connect you to something that was close to this.
Wow, channeling is picking up, channeling you before you know it's you. Wow, that is really profound.
Yes. So he said, and then you go back to these things of trying to get names. You want a name. And then you start like, what is their personality like? But what if you start merging with them as them become? What if you start understanding that it's you? It's easier. I'm not saying that we should release the word channeling. Obviously, the world still believes in separation. So we still need the word. That's why it exists.
Uh-huh.
Helpful. So we want to be helpful, but me and some things like us help people open up to you when you still believe in separation. We will honor your thought of it until you can go deeper with us.
Wow, pretty powerful stuff there. All right, time for the YouTubers. Let me see. Okay, George. Hey, hi, my name is Georgia Bell. Any messages for me?
Thank you for the name. So he said, you're playing around, talking about essences. You're thinking about, you keep saying, I just want a miracle. I just need a miracle. Because some hard things are happening. And sometimes we just kind of fall on our knees in our lives and say, well, we get a miracle to get out of this shit. So he said, so you are that miracle. What if you become really perceptive and really believing in the idea that a miracle could happen, that it's possible for you, that you're worthy of it, that it can happen. And then you start seeing little miracles like, today, I did not get evicted from my house. Like he's giving a specific example of some things happening with many of you. You know, today, you know, I had food to eat. Today it rained and there's a roof over my head. He said, I'm really not being cheesy here, guys. Some people don't have these things. So what if we start with being grateful for what we have at every level, and then for her, she can start to access miracle minded in these small ways that become bigger, because she really does need a miracle right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, let's see. Want to ask if there are any messages, and this is from Shelley Bailing, Behling. I want to ask if I have any messages from my mom, Joan, or Shane, my kid's dad, I guess. My kid dad.
Okay. And that's Melanie? Is that what you said?
No, Shelley.
Shelley.
Shelley Bailing, Behling. My mom, Joan, or Shane. I don't know. Okay. Kid dad.
There's
or the dad of one of her kids, I guess.
In the way that Joan protects Shelley, and the way that Shane even now is helping the kids from afar in ways that are like their blessings in disguise, that maybe people are just kind of forgetting about. You know, so Shane couldn't do this when Shane was in form. He says he was like, there's certain things I couldn't handle. There was so many addictive qualities in my mind, so many things going on, and I just couldn't handle being in a body in the way that I wanted to. And Joan's kind of there nodding, and she said, but the way that things happen now are giving you different access points to ways that he can help you from beyond. So keep that in mind, that he's helping you right now in ways that maybe you've forgotten about or you don't see yet. And those things are going to become apparent this year, financially, emotionally, spiritually. So Shane is pre-protective of a child. He said that there's protection going on. And the mom knows why, Shelley knows why. And Joan stopped saying, I told you so.
That's funny. All right, let's see. All right, howdy. This is from Melissa Yoder Molden. Howdy, Eric, please help me understand my health. I am in a very dark place and need advice. Oh.
He said, I want to tell you that sometimes with health and hers, like emotionally and physiologically, it starts in the gut. And I want to tell you that the way that the majority of people are eating, especially this person, he said, it's, you got to simplify. We're not meant to eat the way that our society teaches us to eat. We have to simplify. We're meant to eat by the seasons. And that's what our body is meant for. Some people are, believe it or not, still eating meat for a reason. So eat meat. Oh my goodness, why are you judging yourselves? If your body needs meat, eat it. Like all these things that are being taught, even in paradigms of spiritual collectives and communities. If you don't need to eat meat, don't eat meat. If you do, do. This person does. So, and she doesn't want to accept that sometimes. So that's a problem because some people only absorb iron in specific ways. And he said, physiologically speaking, right now, in 40% of the human conscious collective, iron isn't absorbed unless it's from animal products. I'm sorry to say it, vegans. He's, I don't know, makes somebody mad right now.
Oh, I'm sure. So yeah, but he said many a time that that all life forms are equally valuable, whether it's a cow or a stalk of asparagus. Okay, they're equally valuable. So you know, you just have to be raise them, you know, with gratitude, and also and humanely, and also harvest or slaughter them humanely. And then when you do consume them, do so with gratitude. Thank them for the sustenance they give.
Yeah, I get that because I'm Native American and I had no choice but to learn how to do that. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
you know, and I'm not vegan. I'm one of those vegan wannabes. It's like sometimes I know, sometimes enough. And I just
Yeah, I know. Well, just listen to your body. Your body will tell you everything you need to
it
know.
does, it does. So her health problems are coming from simple things.
Okay.
So basically, there's the type of water that she's putting in her body. It needs to be different. Spring water is best, and she can
Okay.
process it. Okay, get that right from the earth. And the food that she needs is she needs root vegetables, a lot of it, and she still needs meat. And she needs
Okay.
whole products, and she still eats processed stuff. She needs whole stuff. Like he said, you guys could just avoid the whole middle aisles of the grocery store, and you'd be much healthier mentally and physically. He said, I'm not trying to cut out on you. These are the problems for the majority of mental and physical health issues today.
Wow. And yeah, we're not even meant to eat any grain, right? I mean, our bodies weren't designed for that, but we became agricultural beings
He said,
and
if
we
you
started
do
growing
that,
stuff.
then you can soak your rice. He said, avoid brown rice altogether because of the lectins in it, and soak your
Oh,
rice. We're
okay.
not meant to eat lectins really. That's from plants too. You have to get it right with the lectins. Some people can process that, some people can't. So soak
Lectin.
your rice.
Wow.
Lectin.
Lectin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just think about if you're a caveman or cavewoman. I mean, you're not going to eat certain things like wheat or barley, etc. Because that
Don't
just
eat out of
unless it grows wild, there was probably some wild
yeah.
wheat grass or something. Yeah,
We were hunters and gatherers, and some people would say
yeah,
that we have transcended that, but have we really? Because if we were, we wouldn't still be getting sick, is what he said.
yeah, exactly. All right, back to the Zoom side. Ali LePage, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Does Koa Watts, Koa Watts, know what he went through at the end?
Yes, absolutely. And he said, and go deeper into why you want to know. Humans want to know about trauma. And if they know that someone knows about trauma, then, and they know that someone knows about it, some kind of attack, you know, because that's what it is. This belief in trauma is the belief in attack, you know, spiritually speaking. So
Okay.
yes, he knows. And then what? It's you who is attached to that knowingness that something got attacked or hurt. It's not them. They let that go. So for those of you who are really into these theories of, you know, going deeper into what attack is and why bad things happen, I want you to understand that it's not the spirits who are concerned about it anymore.
Ah, okay. He's doing well, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Daniela, I would love to hear if my sister Madalena, who passed away 7 years ago, has a message for me and my mom. Much love, Daniela. So Madalena is her sister's name.
So there are contracts that sometimes our siblings have and our children have. And this is one of those. So there was some suffering there at the end that had to do with illness. And it was kind of one of those things that just made it really, really hard for everybody to see that person in pain in deep ways.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just as hard as someone who passes suddenly and tragically. It's different levels of hard, Erik said.
Yeah.
So I just want, he said, I just want her to know that Madeline is coming through to say, okay, yes, that was a contract. And yes, it was to help you. And it's hard to understand when you're still paying attention to my suffering, is what Madalena said. Don't pay attention to my suffering. I will gladly suffer over and over and over again because that's how much I love you. And if I get the chance to come back to earth and suffer again, but it means you get love, I will do it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very, very well said. Okay, back to YouTube. Okay. Guadalupe Smith. Oh, no. One came first. Sorry. Crystal Grinstaff. Can he channel my twin brother, Chad, who has passed several years ago?
Chad said, you know, our family would think that we are night and day, like as opposite as it could be. You know, just very different in their personalities, in the way that they live their lives, in so many different things. But when it came to defending each other and being there for each other and really like getting each other, Chad was her person. Like no matter how
Wow.
different they are, you know, and still are. So that didn't shift, that essence stayed the same. So keep in mind that whenever like mediums connect and things like that, that essence stayed the same for the reason of not Crystal knowing. Crystal always knows. But what about the family is feeling like there's a separation? You know, what about the family is going on? So Crystal perceives the family as being like, you know, concerned. Like, would they have been? This is a hard thing with twins, and when a brother goes or a sister goes, and then the parents and family don't understand. You know, what would they have preferred to happen? The other one go and the other one stay? Like parents get weird about this stuff. Family gets weird about this stuff. And the living person gets that opportunity to perceive that and heal that and forgive the way that the parents perceive the living person. So this is a hard lesson, Crystal. This is hard stuff.
Okay. Now I lost the other one that for some reason I lost a lot of my YouTube chat people, but I know Guadalupe Smith was the next one. So I guess maybe let's get some advice for her.
What about your day are you trying to control from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep? And believe me, it is about money, and it is about time, and it is about how much time you spend making money. And you don't have to be under the world's spell about how much you do that. You don't have to be, and don't tell me that you do, because I'm going to tell you that you don't, because this is all the cause of suffering and doubt and all this sort of, you know, mental distress. It comes from the way that we think we're forced into serving this world in jobs. It comes from the way that we think we're forced to make money, and we don't need to do that. And I'll challenge you on this, he says. I'll challenge you. How many, there are not enough people babysitting, watching kids, walking dogs, paying attention to animals, farming. There are not enough people doing things that involve you getting your hands dirty and getting out there into the earth. If there's nothing you can do, can't everybody do that? He's like, unless you have a mental or physical condition that prevents it, can't everybody do something to serve their neighbor? Would anyone even need money then? Of course we will. Of course, you're going to say, I have to pay my electric bill. Okay, you might need a little bit. We're still in that system, people. But to what extent? You can get paid for doing the things you love.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Here's the next one from Yolanda. Was it Guerra? How can I help my mom with her dementia? And also, can her wedding diamond ring be located?
No, it can't be located because it's gone from wherever she was. So there's one room that he says her mom spends the majority of the time in one room. So this could be a facility or this could be one room in someone's house, but either way, the mom's always there, like almost all the time.
Okay.
One way to help the dementia, the ring's out of that room, by the way, it's gone. You cannot go find it because it's
where's it gone? Did somebody steal it? I mean,
what are you gonna do? Like go into that person's house, break in and get it? Like they're in denial of it. They're not gonna tell you.
Who did it? A family? Somebody they know?
No, they either hire someone to come in, or is someone who helped, or is someone they barely it's not.
Okay.
If it is family, it would be so distant.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not like they can just go and be like, hey, it's this person, go to their house and tell them to get the ring back.
Right. God.
Yeah.
Probably already pawned it anyway.
Yeah, they wanted it for money. And then was like tracking it down for that, and you can't get it back. That gets ridiculous at that point.
No.
So we can call that gone, sadly enough.
Okay.
He says, I'm really sorry to her. But about helping the mom with dementia, he said the problem a lot with dementia is that people, for their own safety, the family will take the dementia patient and put them in a room or a facility and just kind of keep them for their own safety. But yet they're not really putting the time into trying to get them out. They need the same things you need. They need to pet dogs and cats. They need to see children. They need human connection. They need sunlight every day. They need access to putting their feet in the earth. These are the kind of things that heal a brain. And when they're stuck in one room, they don't get that. So that's just something to consider.
Okay. All right. We're ready for the Zoom side of things. Indira. Hello, my brother is experiencing many moments of anxiety and fears. How can I help him? Or what is being presented to him through anxiety and fear right now?
That's his thing. And Erik said, and this is the thing that we all really want to help our family members, and sometimes they're here not to have that situation go away. So the best way you can help him is to accept that the situation is there. And what you can do is build this bridge of connection to him by reaching out a compassionate hand. And the way that you honor true compassion is by not trying to change a person's fear and pain. You are there for them. And what if someone comes up to you when you're in your deepest pain and you can't make it go away? You know, when people get out of surgery, they do this in physical pain. When people come and they visit you in the hospital, they can't, make that pain better. So the only thing they can do is hold your hand and say, I'm here for you and I'm not leaving. Those two things is what you need to say to him. I'm here for you, number one, and I'm not leaving. Because those are the two basic fears that humans have still on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That they love are going to leave and that no one's there. They're going through it alone.
Awful.
Just let them know they're not going through it alone.
That's good advice.
Change it. And when you try to change it, then that person feels thwarted. They feel like you really aren't there for them if you're trying to change it or make it better. You can't always make it better, but you can ask them, do you want me to, is there a way that we can make this better? And if there's not, I'm here for you. I'm not leaving.
Love that. Love that. All right, Shannon Welsh. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Does Erik have a message for me by chance? Thank you.
You are under a spell, and I don't mean something witchy.
What?
He said, you are under a spell, Shannon. And
okay.
I don't mean something witchy.
Wow.
Witchy lifetimes, he said. Like,
yeah.
So she'd be afraid if he used that term a little bit, there might be a little bit of trigger there. So he said, I know you've had some witchy lifetimes, so we'll put that out of the way. It's not that. So you are under the spell of your mind sometimes that believes itself to be a mind and to be a body. And just remember, you're not a mind, you're not a body. So what you're going through in your body right now that's making you afraid in your mind does not have to cause suffering. You don't have to believe these things. So that spell is just something that's there within you, that you are afraid of something, that you can't be in your highest and best, that you can't be in your power, that you can't share your gifts, that your family will be afraid that if you share your gifts and they will judge you. There's some certain things that have you spellbound right now in your head. I don't want you to stop.
Easier said than done sometime, but yeah, we got faith in you. All right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just being aware of it is just half the battle.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
John Humphers, let's see, good morning. Love you folks. My husband's cancer has returned. Please give him and our family your blessings. How may we help him best, and what things can we do to heal and live to the 104th that he plans on? The 104 that he plans on. Many thanks, blessings on you. So Sean Humphers, I don't know the husband's name though.
Okay.
Don't forget to give names if you can, guys.
Yeah, I think I know this person well enough to tap into her husband.
Okay.
Yeah, he's had this struggle before. It's just been so sad to see them struggle, but so that particular types of cancer is really hard because it has to do with like the thoracic region, like the gut down. So like stomach cancers, pancreatic cancer, those two things have to do with the ability to not absorb love and to not like actually receive the love and the sweetness of life. Pancreas has to do with not receiving love and not accepting that sweetness, like not letting it into you. Like those people are generally ultimate healers, ultimate alchemists, ultimate givers, but they don't stop and let other people take care of them very well. And then by the time they do, sometimes it can be harsh and a little late, you know. So
Yeah.
the contracts that he's going through with learning mastery of self-love and those two things. And then some things, like in this case, when you get metastatic type of cancer and it spreads really fast in this case, you can look at that and know that it's like that pain and that fear spreading. So what you can do is try to contain that fear by sending love to it. Love is the balm for everything. So be there for that person, accept that that's their contracts. It doesn't mean you're accepting that they may or may not live to 104, but you start to honor and understand what is and what isn't your business. So there's those three types of business: your business, God's business, your husband's business. And I know you're going to say, because he's your wife, that it's your business. That's not true. If he decides to depart before he's 104, that is his business and also God's business. And that's hard. That's a hard thing for us to accept. But what if we just love them through it and love them anyway and be there? Remember, I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere, whether you live to 104 or not, whether you're suffering or not. And that's just the compassion that's needed in this scenario. And that is always the answer for these scenarios.
Okay. Wow. All right. Cindy Nevius. Hi, Eric. Can you please explain orbs and their colors? My mom has been seeing them mostly in her bedroom, and they even sit in her hands. Thank you, Cindy. So what are these orbs that her mom is seeing? I guess we'll make it more, instead of a broad lesson about orbs.
Yeah, when people are going through things where they kind of get through the veil of the mind, you know, as he called it with someone else, the spell of the mind, whatever, the veil of the mind, he'll sometimes say that as well. So in veils, you know, in other worlds, you can have access to these energy patterns that come, and they sort of come into enough energy to kind of like form something. You know, so that's just something that she gets to see because she is unveiling herself. She's unveiling her mind so she can see colors. If we try to say pink means this, green means this, gold means that, we basically have fallen into another system, because it doesn't. You know, it really doesn't. It's different for everyone. It's about, what she's feeling when it happens. So those orbs that sit in your hands have to do with activating your life force, which pranic healers sometimes call the chi.
Oh.
So those ones that sit in your hands, it's more about what they're doing than their colors and their energy patterns. So those orbs are there just to heal you. So merge with that orb, bring that orb into your body and let that heal your life force. She needs healing is why those orbs are there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend, this is from Valerie. My friend Peter recently committed suicide, and I'm wondering if this was the way he was always meant to exit his life. And if so, why did he choose that exit?
They don't just choose it for themselves. They primarily choose it to help other people go into deep forgiveness and deep acceptance, and to kind of drop these meanings of suffering and of suffering in relation to early death and things that are should and shouldn't be and things that are supposed to or not supposed to be, and they break us out of our paradigms and conditions surrounding that. So that's so much to learn. And of course that it was supposed to be that way. There's really not too many other circumstances. I will never say never to you, but I will say there's not many other circumstances where it's different.
Okay. All right, there was one that I skipped. It's about astrology. I think it would probably take too long since we're toward the end. Anyway, so sorry. E. Manipole. First is E and then Manipole or Monopole. I don't know. Any messages for me, Erik?
Okay, he said, I kind of talked about this topic a little bit last week. I'm going to talk about it a little bit this week. People keep saying, I just want peace, I just want peace, I just want peace. So this person keeps saying that in their lives. What that tells me is that you're resistant to the peace that's already there. Where is it hiding? What are you not accepting when you say, I just want peace? So peace is an internal matter. And I'm going to give this to this person again, that essentially speaking, they really want peace. How are they not creating it? By focusing on the drama and giving power to the drama, being afraid of the drama, being afraid of, you're not powerless. Drama is not going to change you or make you feel bad unless you think that it will.
That is true. You guys, we have all the power we need inside.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't deny ourselves of it.
We choose to react, and when we get reactive, then we give away our power. So this person has a tendency to get like really, really sensitive and blame empathy. Erik said, so I'm going to call you on that. It has nothing to do with that, empaths. It has everything to do with you're empathetic because you need to understand your power.
Okay. All right, we have another one. Coach Lever. Hello, Lisa, Pamela, and Erik. Sorry, I'm stumbling because the print is so small on YouTube Live. Can Erik tell if my friend Holly is going to have a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Yes, she is.
He's a boy.
Okay. All right. All right, let's go back to Zoom. Luke. Hi, guys. Any messages from my brother, Zachary Lowens? For me, my mom, brother, and sister. We miss him very much. Oh, gosh, of course. Zachary, Luke's brother.
He wants to kind of give you an affirmation that you can do every morning. There's been a lot of family disconnection over this because there was tragedy involved. Just kind of happened really quickly and in a way that people really didn't want to accept, which is understandable, especially in such a young person. It's hard. It's hard. That trauma is hard when they're young. Mm-hmm. So he said, I want you to get up in the morning, every morning as a family. All of you need to say this. Maybe you can say it together. Maybe you can hold hands and say it together. So you would say, how would God want me to be present for myself and my family today? That's you and the family. Say that every day because people are struggling to know how to connect to each other right now. And when you put it out there like that, then you are basically coming together. You need to come together more.
Yeah. Have those family dinners on Sunday.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Here's somebody who's anonymous. I've been practicing self-love for months, and every time I have dialogue with my inner child, it feels like I want to release some tears, but they won't come out. I feel like I have grief stuck in my stomach, but it won't come out. Why is this happening? That's interesting.
He said because it's just physiological. Your brain has trained your body to not let it come out, and that's been a defense mechanism for so long. So meditate, breathe, use music, use affirmations. You can use guided visualizations. It's the same reason why some people sit in movies that are sad and they cry, because that's a tool to open up the heart. So what music, what movies, what do you need your best friend to come over? Like, what tool do you need to use if you're resistant to meditation, which this person is, to get your heart to open? We have so many tools available on this planet. So if what you're doing isn't working, just choose another one.
Okay. Awesome. Well, at least you're doing something, man. A lot of people don't even try to tap into the inner child to find self-love, rediscover the love that they've always had for themselves.
Yeah, they just leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to you, Mr. Anonymous or Mrs. Anonymous. All right, Brianna. Hi, everyone. I would like to ask if Erik sees us buying a house next year. Sorry to ask again, not sure since it posted before 9:30. Okay, if you saw it. I didn't for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like it's going in that direction. But I urge you, when you guys are buying houses, for that person, it's going in that direction pretty efficiently. But there's so many different ways to get houses, and people limit their ways to get houses. Oh, I have to qualify for a loan, or oh, I have to do this, or oh, it has to be that, or there's so many different ways to get a house than most of you are kind of boxing yourself into logistics about house buying.
Okay. She also has another question. We can answer at least one. Any message, this is Brianna W. again, from my father or grandfather? And then I think we're going to have to close.
Yeah, I'm not connecting to that being right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll just close here. Right? I'm sorry, guys. We have like 100 or something on YouTube live. I just can't. Oh, my goodness. I just wish I could answer all the questions.
Me too.
Oh, but next time. Anyway, and also, you guys, we're going to have the radio show 6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow night. And you can always call in and ask questions there, too, for free. You guys check out the awesome, the one-of-a-kind Pamela Ireland at PamelaIreland.com, which I'll put here. And thank you, Erik. I love you. Pamela, I love you. Thank you so much for this. And I love you guys all out there in the cyber realms.
He said, bye. Oh, Mom, I love you.
Bye. Come over and play.
He said, you know, I always do.
Good.
I'm going to mess with the dog now.
Bye-bye. Don't forget to send me the recording. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.